Good morning, everybody. Sorry to be late starting this morning, but I had a problem with my laptop. And I should know better. It's called Dell. So it's probably my dad playing around again. So welcome, and I hope, sorry for the delay. We've Lesley Knight this morning doing the mediumship, and Jackie will be doing the healing. And at the very end, we've got a meditation where we'll do a close down. And we've got a lovely thing happening at 2:30 this afternoon, which I'll announce more later during the service. So I hope you've all had a good week. It's been an interesting week with this new lockdown and unlocking, but let's be positive and stay positive. Let's not worry what Boris is trying to do. Let's worry what we should be doing is keeping ourselves safe and well. So I'd like to start the service with prayer. Let us invoke the assistance of the great architect in the universe in all our undertakings. May he bless and consecrate this service to the glory of his name. So mote it be. Amen. Yeah, sorry. Right, we've now got the healing moment with Jacqueline.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our service this morning, and I just want us just for 1 minute of time to think of all the people out there that we know that are sick, that we don't know, those that are in healing books, and also, to send healing thoughts to all of those that are going back to work and using transport, those that are the passengers, those that are the drivers, all the individuals that are keeping our country going. Send out healing to all those, and all those people that are perhaps sad, perhaps agitated at being at home. If we can just send a golden thread going around the world, use ourselves as beacons of energy to send that positive light in all of those in darkness and distress, all of those that are going to transcend from their hospital beds, and to give love and support for those that hopefully will come through this. So we think of all those individuals. We know that our healing angels will be amongst them doing the work that is needed, and we just need to keep that positive energy around us and send love and healing. Let's put a lovely pink blanket around the NHS staff and all those other members that are of different transport and different hubs that are keeping us all able to function at home. We ask this in thy name, O Lord. Amen. We will do a healing meditation later for ourselves, for our own well-being. Thank you. So we can say hello to various people that have been joining us over the last 8 weeks, and different people from all around the world. Send hello to Tina in Spain. We've had Christine from Spain on other weeks. I'm sure she's probably listening. And all the we have a person from New Zealand. So it's lovely to see all of our new visitors to our morning service.
Good morning, Yvette Wilmer. I'm glad you're all joining us this morning. Sorry, I'm a bit fast with the prayer this morning. I'm a Freemason, and I took the prayer from the Freemasons this morning. I don't know where that came from, but hey ho, we're here. We've opened up with blessings and peace. And good morning, Phil. I hope you're feeling better. Phil is one of our mediums at Wimbledon and a lecturer and teacher, and he's been a little unwell lately. So George, good to see you, George. Tina, well done. Good to see you again. So we're going to hand over to Lesley, morning Lorna, who will now do the mediumship.
Good morning, everybody. I'll say it's lovely to be back here again, but we'll see later. This morning it was quite strange. I'll just tell you a quick little story before I start. When I link in with my guides and helpers, as most mediums do, we link in before we start to work. And I see them in a big long queue, the people that want to come through, your loved ones. And there was one lady that was pushing herself right to the front. She was pushing everybody out the way, running to the front. And I'd actually recognised this lady because I'd have met her in the past. I didn't know her very well, but I have met her. And she wanted to give a message to one of our congregation from our church. And I knew she wouldn't be here this morning because she's awaiting a phone call. So I knew she wouldn't leave me unless I actually passed the message across. So I've already given one little message to somebody just in a text this morning, because I knew I wouldn't get left alone. And it's quite strange how things work. Hi, Leanne. Hope there's a message for you. I, as a medium, can't control the messages. It's up to your loved ones. All I can do is see who links with me, and then I'll pass the message on to you. It's not like when we do card readings, when we can actually pick a person, morning Tracy, and give a card reading. With mediumship, when we link to spirit, we can only pass the message on to whoever comes through. So it's not up to me, but send your prayers up, send your thoughts up, and then hopefully we'll see where we go. This is totally different for me, because normally if I work anywhere, I'm drawn to a person, and then I will give the message, because spirit tell me who I'm working with. So I'm sort of doing this back to front today. So we're just right out there. So good morning, Lucy. And hi, Marion. Hi, Samantha. Nice to see lots of you joining us this morning for our service. And we were a little bit late, but all good things get there in the end, hopefully. Morning, Lynn. Morning, Shilan. So I'm just going to link in now. Hi, Mish. And let's see where we're going. So just bear with me for a few moments, okay?
But he's going to have to re-justify it for us. That's right. No, he may have to do it.
Okay, I've got a grandmother. Hi from South Africa, David. I've got a grandmother coming through this morning. She's quite small, very similar actually to look at as the lady I was talking about earlier. Now she wants to connect with a daughter that is online this morning, okay? Okay, Richard. Now, I do feel this lady lived abroad for a while. She wouldn't have lived in England. I do feel she lived abroad. Now, I know there was a gentleman you put up just now from South Africa. I don't know whether he could take any of this. You just listen, because I feel it might be for him. This is quite a small lady, and I know I said it was the message would be for a lady, but I did feel a connection with that gentleman. This lady's quite a... Sorry? Yes. This lady is quite... If anybody else can understand, please say so. This lady is quite a small lady, and I do feel she would have lived abroad. She wouldn't have lived in England. Quite a feisty lady. And I think she would have been known for carrying a handbag. She's got a little handbag over her arm, and I think she would have always had a handbag with her. This would have been something that she would have been noted for, where the people would have said, recognised with her. And she would have always had a hanky. Now, I'm also seeing her, you know, in the old days, my mum used to do it to me, and I used to hate it when somebody licked the hanky and then wiped your face. She's doing this. So this would be something that would be a memory for somebody as well. I don't know whether David can understand this. I'm not sure where I'm going yet, but I do feel drawn to you, David. Okay, I know you're saying you come from South Africa, but I can actually see giraffes. Now, being thick, I don't know if giraffes come from South Africa or where they come from. I'd imagine they come from where you go on a safari, but she's showing me giraffes. And I don't know whether the person she's trying to contact with me would have had a toy giraffe when they were younger. I feel this would have been important. Okay. Okay, Leanne, you can understand this. Great. And she emigrated to England to South Africa. Ah, okay, brilliant. Okay. Because she's showing me this giraffe, so I don't know where giraffes would come in, whether you had a giraffe. It's even as though she could have actually stroked a giraffe and got that close to a draft. So I don't know whether this is a memory. She used to wipe her eyes with a hanky. Brilliant. Okay, I felt the hanky was important. Okay, now as you're saying about wiping her eyes with a hanky, I do feel there would have been tears shed with you, Leanne. I don't know whether you can understand this, because she's wiping your eyes with her hanky. Okay. Okay. Leanne, if you could actually say what you're answering yes to, it be very helpful, because obviously we have a break, a 10-second break before I can see. So I'm not quite sure what you're saying yes to. So if you could just put on your comment what you're saying yes to, but you understand. My daughter had one and my granddaughter. Okay, brilliant. As long as you can understand, that's fantastic. So we've got the right link. Okay, as I said, she said she's wiping tears. I mean, I know we all feel quite alone at the moment, but I feel at the moment you do yourself feel quite lonely. I wouldn't say you're not normally somebody that feels sorry for yourself. You're not somebody that normally feels down, but at the moment you're not feeling ticketed boo. You're not 100%. I hope you can understand that. I'm not saying you're rock bottom or anything like that, but you're just not yourself at the moment, and Nan is aware of that. And she's giving me a lovely smell, so I don't know whether there's a certain smell that you connect with Nan, whether she'd have worn a certain perfume you'd have understand, but it's quite a flowery smell, really, really lovely, sort of like I'd say it's like freesias or something like that maybe would be connected with Nan. So I don't know whether you smell that at home or whether you recognise it as a perfume with her. Yes to wiping the eyes. Okay, lovely. Now she's talked very much so lonely. Oh, bless you. I think we all are at the moment, aren't we? And I think we need to reach out to each other at this time. And this is why these meditations and what spiritual productions and our church and lots of other churches, it's so good that, you know, we're not on our own and we can reach out to each other. So we're there for you, bless you. She's also talking about the knee area. So I'm not sure if you've had a problem with your knee or whether it was her knee. I do feel it's more your knee or somebody on the earth has had a problem in the knee area. Even to the fact that they've been hobbling a little bit. Yardley. Okay, that's a perfume. Great. Yeah, my mum used to wear that as well. Don't see it now, I don't think. Okay, she's talking about this knee again, whether you've been putting your knee up, but she's showing you the person should put their knee up. And she's saying put hot and cold. Now, obviously, I'm not a doctor and she's not a doctor. But this is just what she's showing me and what I'm going to tell you. So if you put something hot and cold on it, I feel as though there's been like a twisting of the knee. This isn't anything drastic, but just something like a little niggle. Hopefully it's a bit of evidence to prove that she's been around you. She's given you one single flower now, and I'm just trying to see what it is because I'm not very good with flowers. Now, what are they called? Looks like a pink daisy. Is it a gerbera? She's given you one large pink gerbera. Now, for me, pink is emotion, and this is her showing her love for you. And she's sending you so much love, and she's saying to you, you're not alone, okay? Just talk to her. She can hear you, and I do feel you have been talking to her, sending out thoughts, sending out prayers. And you've been asking for help. She's saying help will be given where it can be, okay? And she's just wrapping her arms around you and giving you so much love. She's giving you the most amazing cuddle. Okay. I hope that you can understand that, because I'm one of those mediums. When I say something, I totally said. So I hope it makes sense to you. Your knee clicks in and out of joint. Okay, brilliant. Well, it's not brilliant, but try hot and cold on it. That's what Nan's saying. So maybe it's an old remedy that might help. She's sending you so much love. She's wrapping her arms around you, giving you the most amazing cuddle. Now, I really miss my cuddles, and just remember you're not alone. Okay, Leanne? And I'm going to leave Nan's love with you. God bless you. Okay, quick drink. You feel her around. That's wonderful. I'm so glad. Just you're never ever alone. Just remember that, and it's the same with everybody. Right. Thank you, Natalie. Hi, Mary. I'll say good morning to you, Mary. Okay, I'm just going to give me a moment, and let's see where we're going. Ooh. Okay, now I've got a father figure coming forward now, very, very up, quite a tall man, over 6 foot, coming through in a suit, very, very smartly dressed. He looks like he's sort of got slicked back hair, would have had oil, maybe oil or a bit of Brill cream, he's telling me. He would have had Brill cream in his hair. Okay. Now he's wagging his finger. So whoever he's coming to see is going to get told off, I think. Okay, let's see where he wants to go. He's taking me down to coastal areas. I'm going down. I was going to say downstairs. I'm not very good. I'm going down to the south coast, that sort of area with this man. And I do feel he would have smoked a pipe sometimes. So I don't know whether anybody can understand him. The person he's coming, he's not actually giving me any evidence to say who it is at the moment. The person he wants to speak to is being taken for granted at this moment. People are taking advantage of you, and this is where the wagging of his fingers coming in. Okay. Good morning, Sylvia. Hi, Samantha. Your granddad always had a suit and Brill cream. Okay, well, if you can listen to this, Samantha, I do feel the South Coast area is important. I don't know where you come from. Oh, hi, Carol. Sounds like your granddad as well. Okay, let's see if we can get some more information from him. I do feel as though this man would have smoked a pipe sometimes. I don't think it would have been all the time. Okay, Samantha's saying yes. We've got quite a few here. Okay, Samantha, can you connect with that feeling? And I don't even know that you're still aware, you're really aware of it, but Granddad's telling me that there are people around you at the moment that are taking, morning Mary, that are taking advantage of you at the moment. He's telling me you're too soft for your own good. Okay, I do feel I'm with Samantha. I do feel this link is with Samantha, if she can understand. Okay, right, let's see where we're going. Now this man would have been quite dapper, and he's showing me himself. He would have been very proud of his hair, because he's showing me himself doing his hair in the mirror. Oh my goodness, lots of you can take him. Right, let's get some more evidence. Come on, Grandad, give us something that... There's a ring that belongs to this man. Somebody's got this gentleman's ring. His ring is with the family here. And it's a signet ring. It's not a wedding ring. And I do feel there would have been some initials engraved on this ring as well. So I feel his initials would have been engraved on the ring. That's a bit more evidence. See if we can whittle it down a bit. Very dapper. I do feel I'm with you, Samantha. Can you understand the ring, Samantha? I'll see what I'm getting while, because we've got the time as well. He's also telling me that he would have smoked as well at some point. I don't feel he would have been a heavy smoker. Okay, wonderful. Okay, then I do feel I'm with Samantha. It felt right. Okay. So let's see where he's taking this. Right, okay, Samantha, he's telling you to put your feet down. Put your foot down, okay? You've got the ring. Amazing, brilliant. And this is where he's wagging his finger and he's telling you you're too soft. People take advantage of you. You've got to stand up for yourself. And he's saying to you, make a stand. You find it very, very hard. Now, you're a little bit like me. You can't say no. That word isn't in your vocabulary. And you find it hard to say no to people. But he's saying to you, sometimes you have to say no. Okay, you understand the part. Fantastic. He's telling me that you're actually feeling very drained, very worn out from the people around you, and they're taking your energy, and it's all getting a little bit too much for you. Even to the fact that it's affecting your health. You can feel him around you. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad. Even to the fact that it's physically affecting you, which I feel things can do sometimes. You know, we get the mental strain of things, but it can actually come out as a physical illness. And as a healer myself, I find that quite often with people, that they have mental strains, but it comes out as a physical thing sometimes. Okay, he's put something on your head. Now, let's see. I can see a bowler hat. Now, quite a strange thing, so I don't know whether he would have worn a bowler hat, but he's putting a bowler hat on. But it's got a feather. Okay, it's got a feather out of it. You know, now, you know, sometimes if you see a clown, they wear a feather hat. And he's showing me a clown. Okay, now why are you showing a clown? He wants to bring more. Yes, you're so drained. God bless you. Oh, dear. We'll send you lots of healing. We'll put you on our healing list, Samantha. We've got a big healing list at Wimbledon. All you've got to do is just anybody at all that wants to write their name, send their name to our website, and we've got a group of healers that send out healing every day, 2, 3, 4 times a day. So if any of you want to put your name on that list, please do so. He's showing me the clown, and I feel this is, I don't know whether he would have taken you to the circus to see clowns, whether it's a memory, but I do feel he's showing you the clown. He laugh more. He's saying you don't laugh anymore. I want you to do a great big belly laugh. I do feel he would have had quite a funny sense of humour, that he would have enjoyed the fact, you know, like, is it slapstick comedy when people used to fall over or get a pie in their face, that sort of thing. I think Grandad would have liked that. And this is what he wants to bring to you. He wants you to be so much more uplifted. And he's saying to you, will you think of me and smile? Now, he's showing me himself now with a red nose, you know, a plastic red nose on, and he's making me laugh. He wants you to think of him with a red nose, all right, because he wants to make you laugh. He's telling you, and I know it's easy for me to say, please don't worry about what's happening. It will be okay. We will all come through this. I know it's so hard for everybody, and it's been hard for me. You know, I miss my children. I miss my grandchildren. I miss my church family. I think we all do. And I think we all worry because we don't quite know what to believe or where we're going or what's going to happen. But I do feel if we trust in spirit, and we have faith, we're all going to come through this okay. And this is what Grandad's saying to you, okay? And now he's holding both of your hands, and he's got both of your hands, and he's saying to you, trust me, darling, trust me. So I don't know whether he would have called you darling when he was here, but he's saying, trust me, darling, I'm with you. And I'm going to leave his love with you, Samantha. Okay? God bless you. Don't forget, put your name on our healing list, because once I finish this, I'll probably forget, not because I don't care, but because, oh, you've been wearing a cap with a bow and feather. That's look like a cow. Wonderful. That's so glad. I'm so glad you can understand it. So He died 2 days before you were born. Ah, okay, but he's with you all the time. He's a wonderful man, and you feel so connected to him. I'm so pleased. I'm going to leave his love with you and see if I can get another connection. God bless you, Samantha. Sorry, slurping me water. It is water. Okay. Okay, I've got I've got a lady and a gentleman coming in together. Now, I do feel this lady and gentleman would have been the soul, life and soul of a party, okay? And they're coming through hand in hand. And again, I'm getting all the nans and granddads this morning. I do feel they would have been a nan and grand. They are nan and granddad. Obviously, they've got children. If they're nan and granddad, they've obviously got children. I know that sounds a bit dopey, doesn't it now? But to connect, I feel they're coming through as nan and granddad. Very, very close couple. Little bit like Darby and Joan. I don't know whether anybody's heard about Darby and Joan or the same Darby and Joan, but always together, always laughing. And I do feel as though they would have passed very close together. And it's as though one went and the other one would have died of a broken heart. Now, I know that's a bit vague, but I don't know if anybody can accept them. And I feel as though they were both about the similar height with each other. And they're both actually skipping in. And so they're telling me they would have had health conditions when they were here on the earth plane, but they're skipping because they're saying once you pass over to spirit, nobody has any pain, nobody has bad health, and we're skipping in and we want to bring that life and joy. Oh, and that is so lovely. Not only do they want to connect to their loved one, but they're also saying they want to bring life and joy into everybody's life that is listening this morning. Now, I've never had that before. What a lovely couple. Because usually people just want to connect with one person, but they just want to bring that joy into everybody's life that is listening this morning. That is so wonderful. That's what they'd have wanted to do. They walk into a room and just uplift everybody. Dad died, then Mum died. Okay, right, let's see if we can get some more information from them. Okay, really weird thing that they're showing me. Sometimes that's the best evidence. They're, you know the game when you go pat a cake? I don't know whether somebody can remember doing pat a cake with their grandparents. I feel this is a memory. They're doing it together with each other, but I feel this would be a memory for somebody doing this with their grandparents. And I also feel Nan would have been a knitter, and I used to do this with my Nan. You know when you used to get the old wool that came in a skein, is it they call it, and you used to hold it while Nan used to wind the wool round. This would be another memory with them. So if anybody can understand this, please let me know, and I'll see if we can get some more evidence in the meantime. Okay. Now, I do feel these people would have been entertainers of some sort, because they're showing me tap dancing. And I don't know whether this would be amateur entertaining or whether they would have done dancing, but I feel as though they would have done some form of entertainment together, or done a show together. Or they're just showing me that they're entertainers, but I do feel there's an entertainment link there with them as well. Granddaddy's showing me a big white hanky and he's blowing his nose into the hanky. So I feel he would have made an awful lot of noise when he blew his nose. Now, I know this is a really weird bit of evidence, but sometimes the most weird bits of evidence, I know with my granddaughter, I've got cerebral sinus problems, and I used to blow my nose, and I used to have to say to her, Evie, Nanny's going to blow her nose now, because it used to make her jump. So I feel this would be a memory of Granddad blowing. Okay, Michelle said she held wool. Dad and Uncle played in a band. Sorry, Richard. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, Michelle. I do feel I could be with you, all right? Granddad is saying you get your wicked sense of humour from him. Now, I do know Michelle. I don't know her family. I only know her through our LAD weekends and coming to church. So I don't know anything personal about her. I will say that now. But she has got a weird sense of humour. So I could understand this. She sent us all some stress relief through the post the other day, and she sent us all a little bit of bubble wrap so we could play this, play with it to get rid of our stress. Granddaddy's jumping up and down and he's going like this. Debbie said she can still take this as well. Okay, I'm going to see if I could get some more. I do feel I'm with Michelle, but I'm going to see if I could get some more evidence because I want to make sure this message goes to the right person. Okay, I do feel I'm with Michelle because Granddaddy's dumping up and down as though, yes, I've got the right one. All right. I'm going to stay with you for a minute, Michelle. Okay, he's saying to you, will you please look after yourself for once? You're always doing everything for everybody else, thinking about everybody else. Will you think about yourself for once? Okay. I don't know, this is absolutely dreadful because I should remember your partner's name and I can't. It's totally gone from my mind. But he's saying to you, don't neglect him. That's awful, isn't it? Because I've met your partner so many times and I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. But he's saying to you, don't neglect your partner. You're doing so much for other people. Sometimes he gets left out a little bit. He never says anything because he understands and he knows how much you care about people. And Granddaddy's saying, now and again, can you remember to go and give him a cuddle? Because he needs a cuddle sometimes. So I don't know whether that makes sense to you. He's a very quiet gentleman. And he's talking about your partner at the moment. And he's laughing and he's saying he doesn't always get a word in edgewise. So I don't know whether you can understand that, Michelle. If you can, please comment so I know if I'm on the right path. And he's saying sometimes you run around like a bull in a china shop. You know, you get something into your head and say, all of a sudden you'll go, right, I'm going to have a clear out, and you'll go off and the house will have been all tidy and the next minute everything is all over the place. You just keep crying. Oh, bless you, Michelle. Okay. Everything's over the place and suddenly you've gone from a tidy house to a messy house and thought to yourself, why have I started doing this? Okay. Granddad's telling you to meditate, Mish. Right? He's saying to you meditate. You need to have some more quiet time for yourself, all right? And you need time together. And I still can't remember your partner's name. I'm so sorry. And Granddad's not telling me. I don't feel he would have met him. But he likes him. He's good for you. You never let him talk, okay? He keeps your feet on the ground, okay? Where you go and you're up here, your partner brings you back down again sometimes and he keeps your feet on the ground, okay? Again, Granddad's saying to you, it's because you're getting tearful because you're getting stressed about everybody else. You cannot heal yourself, all right? As much as you want to, as much as we all want to, and I think all of us, especially those involved in the church, the healers around the world, we're all trying. Keith, yes, wonderful. That's it, Keith. Sorry, Keith. I smacked myself on the hand. We all want to do so much, and we want to help everybody, and we want to heal everybody, and we want to do everything for everyone, and we can't. We can only do what we can do, okay? And this is what Granddad's saying to you. You can't be everything to everybody. Think about yourself a little bit more. And he's actually saying to you, forgive yourself. He's not telling me what this is about, but I feel you'll understand this. And I feel, again, you know, you can't be there for everybody. And just this. Send things to Spirit sometimes. Ask Spirit to help, and to help people that you can't get to. Okay? And this will make life easier for you. It will stop you being so stressed, because you're taking on everybody else's feelings on board. Okay, those of you that know me will know I'm quite a fanatic for getting people to close down. And after each of my meditations, I make people close down after. Whether you believe this, it makes no difference, and it's for everybody to have their own opinion. But it's something that I always get very concerned about. And I feel with you, Michelle, you need to make sure you're closed down properly, because you're taking on everybody else's stuff, everybody else's negative energies, everybody else's feelings and thoughts. Make sure you're closed down, okay? Granddad's giving you a big kiss in the middle of your forehead. I don't know whether he would have done, but I'm going to leave this with you and see if I can. Have I got time to do another one?
Yes.
I'm okay. Okay. So God bless you, Mish, and keep safe. Okay. Let's see where we're going. Oh my goodness, how weird. I've got to give this because it's what's there, but it is. I've never had this. I've got somebody dressed up as a dinosaur. Now, I'm sure somebody didn't know a dinosaur in a past life, but they're dressed up as a dinosaur. And it's like, I don't know whether this would be a fancy dress. Somebody would remember this from a fancy dress party, because their face is just poking through where the mouth is and the teeth are. Good morning, Susan Coleman. Morning, Luna Rose. This would have been a memory for somebody, and I feel as though it's going to stand out and be very, somebody's going to go, yep, I understand that straight away. Okay, right, now could you take this suit off so I can see who you are? Okay, now I've got a younger gentleman coming through. He looks to me as though he's in his 30s or 40s. I'm not very good at ages, but he is he is such a practical joker. Oh, 1 minute. I think I might know who this might be. Okay. Okay. Your ex had a dinosaur onesie. Okay. My daughter had a dinosaur onesie. I do feel this is a gentleman that would have dressed up in a dinosaur outfit at a party or fancy dress. Okay. I can't change it because I feel it's important. I don't. Okay. Let's see where we're going with this man. I'd say he's in his 30s to 40s. Very much a joker. He seems as though he's got sort of light brown hair, shortish hair, maybe sort of like crew cutty on top, not quite sure. I think he would just, yeah, I think I might be with you, Carolyn. I'm trying to be open-minded with this one, but I do feel as though I know who this gentleman is. Okay. I'm going to see if I could do a really quick one with this, because I don't like going to people where I like to try and go to somebody that I don't know. Caroline, I do feel this is Steve. Yeah, Okay, Caroline Coley, yeah. This is Steve. He's coming through. He's trying to lift. He's actually tripped up as he's taken the hoot off to make you laugh. He's talking about acid or reflux. I don't know whether one of you's got a bit of acid or reflux or a bit of a funny tummy at the moment, just to prove that it is him that's coming through. I will say to people, this is a gentleman who didn't believe in anything spiritual whatsoever when he was here on earth. And at the end of his life, I used to go and give him healing, and he totally changed his mind completely. He became very spiritual, which was absolutely wonderful, and he loves a joke and quite often comes through. So I just want to do a really quick message from him and see what he wants to say to you. He's telling you to get out and blow away the cobwebs. This is a joke as well. He's taking the mickey, which he would have done. He's also saying to Wayne to back your ideas up, Wayne. Come on, smile. And he's saying, come on, bro, smile. Okay? Okay, Wayne, he's shaking you, all right? He's giving you a shake and he's saying, come on, bro, smile. Lift your spirits. Okay, and he's been quite forceful with this. This is what he would have done to you when he was here with us. And he's doing it to you from spirit. Okay, don't be downhearted. Think of me, laugh. Think of the fun times we used to have. Think of the jokes we used to play on people. And he's actually telling Wayne to tell some jokes. He knows quite a few good jokes. And he's laughing Wayne. He's saying, even tell the rude ones if you want to. Because I feel some of them would have been rude. But just be careful who you tell them to. And he's actually got hold of your face, Wayne, like this. And he's saying, I love you, bro. Don't forget that. I love you, bro. Don't be sad. Keep your pecker up. And I'm going to leave his love with you and see if I can do another quick one because, okay. And he's stepping back now and I know he's playing some music and he's doing a funny dance and this would have been the music that he played. I know he was a DJ. Would be the music that he played at the end of the evening and he's dancing as he's walking away and he's wiggling his bottom. I don't know whether you'd have done that and he's wiggling his bottom. So I'm going to leave his love with you, okay? So God bless you, Caroline and Wayne. Let's see where we're going. Okay, I've got a little girl that's stepping forward. She's beautiful. She's got long, blonde, curly hair with a big bow here in the side of her hair. One of those great big bows that came back into fashion. And she's wearing a dress with the what do they call that? With the gathering at the front, with a little white collar and little puff sleeves. So I do feel she would have been over in the spirit world for a while because she's coming through and she's got little white ankle socks on and red shoes, you know, that with a little buckle that come across. She's telling me she wants to connect with Mummy. Oh, she's feeling sad. Well, let's see where we're going with this. She wants to connect with her mummy and she's saying to me that her mummy keeps crying. Smock. That's it, Wendy. That's it, smocking Vivian Webster. Thank you. She wants to connect with her mummy. Her mummy keeps crying. And she's saying to me, tell mummy not to be sad. See if I could get some more evidence. She's showing me her chest area. This little girl would have passed something to do with her chest area. I don't know whether it would have been a pneumonia or a heart problem. And I do feel this was a long time, not a long time ago. Okay. Because I'm having trouble breathing. I feel she would have had trouble breathing before she passed. I know that's a bit vague because so many people obviously have trouble breathing. I don't know whether she would have suffered with an asthma. And I do feel this would have been a while ago. Maybe when there wouldn't have been the medication and things that people have got now, that we'd have got now, that could have helped her. Okay. I'm hearing Twickenham. And that was really weird. I don't know whether somebody whistled in my ear then, but I thought I heard birdsong. Okay. Whether that would have meant anything. This little girl's also tap dancing. There's a tap dancing connection with her. And she's actually showing me tap dancing shoes. You know, she's got red tap dancing shoes on with the big bows on them. Is she presenting at her true age of passing? Okay, now you're asking, aren't you? I do feel she is. I don't think this would have been somebody that would pass as a baby or a stillborn child. I feel she would have touched the earth and would have been on the earth, and she would have tap danced when she was on the earth. And I feel this is a way back in somebody's family. I'm sorry it's not more, there's not more evidence with her. It's definitely, she didn't pass as a stillbirth, or she didn't pass before she was born or as a baby. She did live on earth. She's telling me she lived on earth. And there's somebody that's still grieving for her. You hear a bird song as well. You thought I had a bird. How strange. That's lovely, isn't it? I haven't got a bird, no. I mean, you do hear birds outside quite loudly where I am, but I can't hear any at the moment. Then I've got headphones in. You feel you know a mother. Okay, Indigo. Heard whispering, angelic whispering. Oh, wonderful. Okay, let's see. I want to connect this little girl. Indigo, would you understand with this little girl that there's been tears with her mummy? You're saying you think you understand her. Okay, let's just see if I get anything back from Indigo, if she understands, because that does feel right. It's as though she wants a... Oh, sorry, Indigo, I didn't quite catch that message. Richard, could you tell me what Indigo said? Mystic show red shoes. Okay. Okay, that's Wendy, is it? Is that when? Did you say Wendy, Richard? Okay. My sister died at 11. My mum cried. Okay, Wendy. Okay, that sounds right, because I do feel this was a way back. I don't know whether there's any way you could pass Mystic Share High Lost Daughter in January. This little girl, I'd say she was anything between, I'm not very good with ages, and with children it's quite strange. Okay, was this a recent passing, Mystic Share, or was it a while ago? I can see January 20 something, but I can't see further across. Okay, this little girl looks about as though she was about 10 or 11. And she has got the most beautiful blonde hair. I do feel as though it's an older passing, but listen, just in case I can get some more evidence from her. definitely shown me the tap dancing. There's a tap dancing connection, definitely a tap dancing connection there with her. And she's just saying to me, whoever this is, please stop crying. If this doesn't make sense with you, Mystic Sher, and I am with the other lady, I'd like to say to you as well, 1 minute, I might have two connections here. I'm going to see if I can separate them, okay? Because I feel the little girl I've got here is a further passing. I'm going to do that one first. She wants to let people know she's okay. She wants to lift the person's spirits. She's saying, Mummy, there's sadness around Mummy. Whoever lost this little girl in the past remembers her birthday. Now, I don't know. I'm being told December is a significant month with this first little girl. That passed a long time away. I'm not saying that's her birthday. December is a significant month with that first little girl. And she wants to try and lift people's spirits up. And she's actually laughing now. She's smiling. I feel she's made a connection that she wanted. She's waving. She's blowing kisses. And she's actually skipping now with a real old-fashioned skipping rope. And what she wanted to do. Okay, she's got her message across. She's made that connection. She's happy that she's made that connection, and she's skipping, and she's got a lollipop now. There's no sadness there whatsoever. So I'm going to leave that connection with the First Lady, and now I want to make a connection, if I can, with Mystic Sher. Okay, and let's see where she was 12. Okay, because I do feel drawn to you, and I do feel there's a message. I'm just going to have a quick drink so I can break the link with the first little girl. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't know whether to call you Mystic Sher or Sher. Can I call you Sher? Because that sounds better rather than calling you Mystic. Your birthday, daughter's birthday is next week. I bought cake and candles. Wonderful. Oh, that's lovely. I do feel you were with your daughter when she passed, and I feel you would have spoken to her, and you would have been telling her how much you love her. I don't know. I do feel as though you would have sung to her as well. She's showing me herself as though she was in a coma, or there was a point when she couldn't speak to you, but you would have carried on talking to her. You'd have sung to her. You'd have spoken gently to her. I hope you understand this, because she's telling me, I did hear you, Mum. And she's saying, Mum, I did hear you. And she's saying, I did hear you, Mummy. I did hear you. So I don't know whether there was, whether you were worried in case she couldn't hear you. I'm sure you know deep in your heart that she would have heard you, but I feel she wants to confirm with you, yes, she did hear you. She's around you an awful lot, and I don't know whether you're aware that she plays little tricks around your house. She's around the home quite often, and I do feel as though you see her sort of like, you know, when you see people at the corner of your eye, or you see her scurry by, I feel as though she sang her a song. Okay, that's what she was telling me. That's lovely. So confirmation there, she did hear you. She's saying to you, don't worry, Mummy, I'm fine. And she's saying to me, you did everything you could. There was nothing else you could have done. It was out of your hands. There was nothing else you could have done to have helped her. It was the way things had to be. She's saying to you that she can hear your prayers. She hears you talk to her, and you talk to her picture as well. I feel there's a picture that you talk to, or you have an image of her in your mind, and you speak to her all the time. And she's saying she's always with you, and she hears you. I feel you would have stroked her hair when she wasn't well, and she does it to you. So I don't know whether you're aware of that, especially when you're in bed at night. She just strokes the top of your hair and rubs your forehead. She also kisses you on your cheek. And this is what you'd have done to her. She kisses you. It's like she's doing to you what you did to her. Oh, bless you. You tried to heal her. Yep. The thing is, we can't heal everybody, can we? And it's so sad. And I think sometimes she's telling me she was needed for other things. And she knew she wouldn't be on the earth plane for long. She had agreed to that. Oh, bless her. And it's making me very tearful, okay? And I don't want to get upset because I can't get upset. I'm a medium. I'm not allowed to. Okay, Richard's saying I'm allowed to. Okay, she's telling you how much she loves you, how she was so lucky to have you as her mummy when she was here on earth. She chose you, okay? And I'm getting tears in my eyes as I'm saying this. She chose you to be her mummy. I'll tell you how grateful she was, how lucky she was to have you as her mummy, okay? She's saying you've got a bond that will never, ever go. And she's saying to me, oh, gosh, I'm getting palpitations. I don't know whether you get palpitations sometimes. That's it. Take that away, please. But my heart is pounding. I don't know whether this would have been something that she had or something that you have. That's it. It's gone now. Okay. Real palpitations. And she's saying that when it's your time to pass over, and it's not for a long, long time, she will be waiting for you with open arms to give you the biggest cuddle ever. She gives you cuddles now. And she's always with you. And she's talking about your feet. So I don't know whether you have a problem with your feet, but she tickles your feet. She's talking about tickling your feet. And you know when we used to play, what was that thing? Piggy went to market with toes. I don't know whether this is significant that you would have done this with her toes when she was little, but she's doing it with your toes now, and she's tickling your feet. And she's just saying, I love you so much, Mummy. Don't forget that. I'm always with you. And please, please don't be sad. Stop crying. Think of me, think of the happy times we had, the times you took me to the park, the times we used to go out, the times we skipped together. Oh, she had a heart condition. Okay, thank you. Then that's what the palpitations were. Okay, I haven't seen a lot of the comments. I'm sorry because I've had my eyes shut. I do tend to link in with my eyes shut. And she's given you the most beautiful daisy chain. You know when we were kids and we put the daisy chains together, so this may have been something you would have done with her, and she's putting it on your head as a crown. And she's just saying as she's walking away, she said, God bless you, Mummy, love you, we'll always be together, and I'm going to leave her love with you. Oh, she's such a wonderful little girl. Just know that she's fine and she's with you all the time, and she wants you to be happy. I know that must be terrible because there must be nothing. She used to make me tickle her feet, and Piggy goes to market. Okay, my granddaughter does that with me, and once you do it once, I have to do it about 25 times. That is so lovely. Nobody ever should have to lose a child. It's so sad, and I just can't imagine how that must feel. But just know she's with you. And I don't know whether it's my time, but I do feel as though that was my last message. Whether am I on time or is that okay? But I do feel as though that was my last message. Okay, I'm going to say God bless you all. Bless you, Cher. Know that she's with you and she loves you. And don't forget, everybody, all our loved ones. We've only got to think of them, send up prayers, and our loved ones are with us. It's been lovely to work with you today. I was really, really nervous, and I sort of went off to another. It was quite nice. keep watching Spiritual Productions. They've got some wonderful things, wonderful shows that are coming on. I know apparently our Ray's on this afternoon, and I know he's going to give you some the heads up on that. And any of you that want to join me on our Wimbledon website, on YouTube on Friday for our meditations, I hope Richard doesn't mind me saying I do a meditation every Friday at 11:30. Those who would love to come along, I'd love it if you come along and join us on our Wimbledon website and on YouTube. And I think this week we're going to try and Spiritual Productions are going to come in with me and see if we can reach a few more people. So God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of our service, and sending you all my love.
Well done, Lesley. Thank you very much for the clairvoyance this morning. A lot of the results and comments there were very, very positive indeed. Another little apology for myself. I had a text a few moments ago from our son Ashley saying he can hear Jackie and I whispering to each other. Sorry about that, but we forgot to put notepaper on earlier, so we've been doing little whispers. Just want to share some few words with you. I've had a lot of people over the last couple of days contacting Jackie and I, saying how stressed they are and how lonely they're feeling, and how even by spirit they have felt, because they haven't felt spirit around them. And we have to understand as spiritualists that we're also picking up what's going on around us and within our communities, within the world as a whole. And it's interesting how so many of us, and I include myself in this, are having sleep problems. I had last night my first 24-hour kip, as it were. I slept a proper 8 hours sleep last night for the first time since just the beginning of the lockdown. And I woke up so well this morning, so full of life, vim and vigour. It made a difference. And we need to ourselves think how we as spiritualists, how as healers, mediums, light bringers, whatever you want to call yourself, how we can help others. Now, one of the things we did at Wimbledon, we set up a WhatsApp group. We called it the Sunday morning WhatsApp group. People that attended mainly Sunday morning. There's a few people that are on the group that don't always attend Sunday morning. There's one medium and a few other people, but that has kept people together. That has kept people chatting, and it's a little bit like the Waltons of a night time. They say goodbye and it can last 45 minutes, everyone saying goodbye to each other, but it's lovely. It's a way of doing it. And if you've got family that perhaps can set you up with your friends on a WhatsApp group, it'd be great, because it gives you somebody else to talk to, gives you somebody else to chat with. And we have found it very good. We've got one for our Spirit Seeker, for the people that are workers within Spirit Seeker. I have a private little circle, as I call it, and we have a little group for that. And we share things, and also a couple of other organisations I belong to. And it's very important that we keep our own morale up, our own strengths, and we must never doubt that Spirit has. It's because of how we feel, how sad we feel, how depressed we maybe feel, or how alone we feel. We separate ourselves from the divine source, and we do feel alone, and we do feel bereft. I also have joined recently a group on Facebook. This is Memories from Brixton and Buckwell, because Jackie and I originate from that part of the world. And I even found an old friend, Mick and Beryl, that helped to work with Dad over different stages of their life. And it's so nice to reconnect with people back in the day, and looking at pictures of Brixton Market as I remember it. And that has given me so much joy and happiness. And it's been nice to think that we've contacted again with Mickey Collins and his wife Beryl, and other people over the weeks and months that I've been communicating with that remember our shops in Brixton, and just things from Brixton in general. Jackie's on a school website, and her school in Stockwell Manor, and she's had different messages and different communications. The only people I don't talk to is my old school, because my old school was knocked down in the early 80s, and Tulse Comprehensive, those of you who went there, it was a den of iniquity. And it's gone now, but I do have very fond memories of a few lads, and especially 2 or 3 teachers. Bernie Robson, Greg George, an English teacher, helped me with my reading, and so many others. Deirdre Sugrove, a history teacher. So much they inspired me to try and carry on, because I'm dyslexic and I had a real bad problem with reading and writing. And our form tutor, Bernie Robson, was very supportive and helpful, and as was Greg George. He kept me up, got me up to my reading level before I left school, and I then went to work in Brixton Market for the next few years, which is one of the most happiest memories of my life when I look back of my working career. I've had some great jobs and great memories, but Brixton Market was really good fun. Spiritualism is like a diamond. It's like a giant diamond with great facets in that diamond, and it means so much to so many people, and we all see different colours in that diamond. But this great diamond for me is a guy called Silver Birch, and he wrote a load of books. There's one of them there, and one of the teachings in there, he says, we are all of us, seen and unseen, wherever we may dwell, including the vast spiritual family, with the Great Spirit as our father, mother. Each of us are his children. The tie of the Divine Spirit binds us all together and makes us one. Thus we feel richly blessed, because there are so many barriers between the two states of the world which have been overcome with spiritual communication. This is a result of procession of enlightened beings coming to us and sharing with us the truths of the Spirit. And we have to understand that truth of the Spirit means so many different things to so many people. There's the people within the SNU, they have their own principles and belief system, the people within the greater world. And Jackie and I and Lesley and quite a few people at Wimbledon belong to an organisation called United Spiritual Fellowship, and the parts of the arm that I'm passionate about is United Spiritualist, because we aim to bring spiritualism together without any colour, creed, religious bindings, ties. And we need to bring our spiritualism to the forefront of the nation. I know people will shout out to me, and I can hear them shouting out to me, that there is a spiritualist minister at the cenotaph. Yes, there is, and I welcome him to that, President Robert Broughton. But I say to you that we need to be that within our own communities, within our own lifestyles. Silver Birch, Zodiac, White Eagles, Burning Sands, and so many other guides come forward and give us spiritual teaching. We get spiritual teachings from our own guides and loved ones. And I've been strong about bringing good addresses back to spiritualism, because a lot of spiritualist mediums, and I can name a few, which I won't, could come to church, do even a clairvoyance, but they couldn't give an address. They didn't know how to give an address. And I know somebody out there will say to me, well, in the old days, and yes, I go back to the old days, where you had a medium do the clairvoyance and you had another medium or speaker do the address, and sometimes the prayers as well. But what I'm saying is we need to know our craft. We need to understand our spiritualism. We need to know how to take the spiritualism forward. One of the problems with spiritualism, and I was talking to Richard about this the other time, there's a lot of ego. And people say, you have to have, yes, we do have to have ego to get out of bed of the morning and to go to work and do what we do in our daily life. But we need to have the idea that we're pushing spiritualism, not just self, that we're pushing spiritualism to the forefront of anything and everything we do in our life. Yes, we may belong to United Spiritualists, Greater World, SNU, or be totally independent. That's all great and wonderful, but it's how we put our system of belief into the world. If you come and ever join us at Spirit Seekers, and some of you perhaps are out there already seekers with us, we try to make it a good, fun time. There is spiritual knowledge given, there are spiritual teachings offered, there is mediumship and different forms of mediumship, clairvoyance, psychometry, trance, physical mediumship we experiment with. But we need to be together in our forefront of bringing spiritualism to one strong belief. There is no death. Life is continuing. The message goes out time and time again through today that there is no death. I've got a friend who's waiting desperately to get married at church and wants to be married at church. I've conducted recently a funeral, and I've heard of spiritualist ministers being told they can't conduct funerals because the cemeteries and the crematoriums are closed. Well, that's sad. I was allowed to conduct the service with a maximum of 15 people, and we conducted the service, and the family that were there were relatively happy with the environment of the situation, and we all had to put hand gel as we went into the chapel and hand gel as we left the chapel. But the hardest thing, because it was a spiritualist view, we weren't able to hug afterwards and shake hands and do everything else what spiritualists normally do at these times. I'm lucky to say that the majority of my family are spiritualists or involved in the spiritualist movement. I am so proud of that. My Ashley, as you've seen, works here as a medium with himself separately and with Ivan. And my daughter Rachel is a spiritual healer. Claire does healing, and Sean helps out at our spiritual weekend. And of course, Jackie and I are ministers of both Wimbledon and Hatbury Spiritualist churches. Yes, we're greedy. We've got 2 churches. But I don't take any embarrassment over that. But it's hard to run a church. It's hard to be part of a church sometimes. But I have to say to you, don't think of the politics of this week with people saying Boris is this and Boris is that, or Keir Starmer says this and Keir Starmer says that. Think of how you can make this lockdown work for you. We found a way. The family tried to meet up once a week, and we eat a lunch, a brief lunch. We also, I don't participate, but do a quiz night on a Sunday, and we share quiz night. Rachel and Sean meet up with Sean's family and do quizzes. I know Claire's doing the same with her family, and they're doing quizzes. And Ashley's rugby team even had their AGM over the internet. And the only regulation was you had to wear the club tie, and somebody only wore the club tie. But hey, that's rugby for you. We hope to open the church relatively soon. There'll be some social distancing within the church, and you may have to get up and get your own tea and coffee, but we're trying to work round it. And we need to be positive when we get back to church and keep our spiritualism in season. At the moment, for want of a word, spiritualism is out of season because we're not in our churches, but we need to keep it in season by bringing it out to the world as we are trying to do. With this virtual service, with other services, with chatting with people. I've got friends hopefully coming on here from all around the UK, and I've even asked a friend of mine in America if she wants to come on and share her mediumship. We've got to try and be great with our spiritualism. We say at Wimbledon we try to be progressive, but I want to now be great by the sense of coming out to the world, bringing forward the evidence of life after death, of spiritual healing and helping people, listening to our friends in need that need healing. And I know there's people out there now with migraines, back pain, headaches, so much wrong with their life. But healing now is coming out to you. It's going forward to you. And you will become whole if you try to relax and let go and let spirit take over your life. I once read a book in my ministry training where it was a book about a Baptist person, lay preacher, who was a crusader, which is part of the Baptist church. And he believed that he was put in difficult situations in his life through his ministry where he had to let go and let God take over. Now we have to do the same. I know how sad it is not to see your family, how disappointing it is. The thing Jackie and I want to do is hug our grandkids, but we can't. Most funniest thing yesterday, we brought sweets to the grandkids, And Noah, our littlest one, pinched his elder brother's sweets, and he came down and he was giggling. He's only 2 and a bit. And he said, I took Ethan's sweeties. They're all mine. Now, we mustn't do that with our spiritualism. We must share our spiritualism, share the positive nature of our spiritualism, and go back to our healing, go back to our circles, and put spiritualism back onto the map. Though I believe it has never left. Let go and let God take over, and let the Spirit move you to be an instrument of his love. God bless you all, seen and unseen. So mote it be. Yeah.
Okay, I want to thank Ray for his lovely address.
This afternoon show as well.
We've got a few notices to tell you about, especially this afternoon. I'm just waiting for Richard to tell us about that spiritual unity, building the gap. That's on. Oh, okay, right.
Another
Okay.
dyslexic in the family.
That's all right. It's from the heart. And that's on Sunday at 2:30 here on Spiritual Productions. There's obviously another chance to go on YouTube with the service. And I know Spiritual Productions have been putting the service on of an evening for 6 o'clock as well. So there are various different things. The on the sofa is once a fortnight. And we are looking, at trying to have some other ideas as we go into week 8 of lockdown. I don't think any of us imagined it would be quite as long a time as it has been. But as Ray said, hopefully another month or 2 and we'll be able to reopen the church under different restrictions as we've been doing our best to. And I know you mentioned we see the children, but we do see them from the distance. We don't go through their house or anything. We just go off of the street. So they're back at their garden and stay quite a distance away. So it would be lovely when we can hug not only the grandchildren, but the children, and give all of our church friends a hug. I want to say an absolute well done to Sean, who's raised money for our local hospital by running 26 miles over 10 days. So he's done 2.6 miles each day. So he's really proud of him for doing that. And if any of you want to, go to his funding page or just donate to the church or to all the other worthy causes, you can do that yourself. You can visit the church on PayPal and also donate there and donate to Spiritual Productions. Now, hopefully we're going to be doing a meditation for ourselves. The last couple of weeks, Richard has set up some wonderful views of scenery that we can lose ourselves in and bring ourselves into a nice state of relaxation. Some of us are having problems with sleeping and feeling agitated, but we're getting through this. Hopefully we're 2/3 the way through and another 4 weeks may see us heading back out there. So let's be hopeful. Let's remain positive as light workers, and let's keep the church family going. Okay, and if we can just also have a closing prayer for the service, and then we'll hopefully go into the meditation. And I'm just going to ask Richard, are there any other notices for you? That's right. So I thought it was Gab, but it's the gap, is it? Right, okay. Just got some more details from Richard. It's 4 spiritualist churches uniting this afternoon, uniting spiritualism, together. So know that is at 2:30 this afternoon, which means you can all go off, have your cake and sandwich and tea that you would normally do at church, and then be back here to be able to support the afternoon event. So look forward to be part of that. So I'm going to and tomorrow we've also got Spirit and the Paranormal, and that's Sunday evening from 8 p.m. Just go back through Spiritual Productions as you have before. And will that be on YouTube as well, Richard? No. Okay, so we find that through Spiritual Productions. Okay, and if there are not any more, then we'll say we'll have a closing prayer and then we'll do the meditation. And as I say, please also support the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church by donating at paypal.me/LAD proms. Okay, but if we thank our Father, Mother God, for allowing us to be together, unified as spiritualists, and even those among us that have come on to see us for the first time that may not have called themselves spiritualists, we welcome you into the spiritualist family. May there be a blessing on all heads bowed now, and may that blessing and healing remain with you through your coming week until we are able to again at our next Sunday service. May all your family be well and keep protected. We ask this in thy name, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, and so we're going to make sure that we're sitting comfortably as we start to see some wonderful pictures that Richard is going to put up. When I did this last week, you know, I don't know what picture's coming up until it's there on the screen. And as Lesley also did the first one. But it will take us on a journey of visualization, of relaxation. So just have a few deep breaths and just loosen your fingers and your shoulders. Make sure that you're sitting nice and comfortably wherever it is you're sitting. So we've given the healing out during the service. This one is for us. This is for our own well-being. And this is for us to just be able, if we're having a stressful day, stressful hour, just to be able to remember the views that are going to come on in a few seconds, to be able to link in to that scenery, whether it's on a beach, we go and we take ourselves with the warmth outside. And I have to say that the bird song earlier, a bird suddenly came onto the tree outside our window. So those of you that could hear bird song, and I felt too mean to be able to close the window. So that was, a bird deciding it was going to come and join in our service. So we're going to just sit comfortably. Just take yourself out of your flat or your house. Take yourself on this journey with us and just spend the next few moments in that harmony, in that tranquility, removing all the stresses that we're finding, all that agitation. Just feel the peace and the harmony. Just taking a few extra deep breaths. Feel the breeze of the wind as it hits your face. Just take yourself out of our own bricks and mortar into our outside, into the beauty of nature, and just link and know that everyone else is linking with you, that we can hold our hands and make a beautiful circle of golden light for all of us to give out that healing to ourselves, knowing that spirit are never very far away. So we start on a beach. about to have sunshine for the other half of the world. But as it's going lower, you can see the wonderful reflection of the sun lighting up the ocean, showing how calm the water's edge is, how we can just go along with the waves. They're gentle and they're calm. They're just a very subtle movement. And now we see again as it goes on to a shoreline of huge rocks and almost a rock face of a mountain just to the left there, where you can see the white of the waves as they hit the rocks, and you can see various colours within the beautiful ocean as it's coming to the rocks and then creating the waves over the rocks. Feel that peace, feel that freedom. Just go with the flow of the ocean. Just feel the warmth still from the sun that we can no longer see. The wonderful clouds there on our horizon. And just watch the gentleness, hear the sound of the sea lapping over the rocks. Just coming in very gently as it just comes in that little bit further each time, refreshing the rocks, giving us that sense of freedom. And know that our ocean is lovely and still. It's not rocking the boat too much. Once again, we're going further out into the ocean. You can see the waves hitting the rocks. You can see the sunlight still there on the horizon through some of the clouds. You can see gentle clouds are almost mist as we go over the beautiful woods and land. We can just take flight on the wings of an eagle. We become so small that we're able to fly with the eagle as we go over the green of the cliffs, over the water, over the mist, looking down as the waves are gently going onto the rocks below, going out further across the land, looking at the mountains in the distance. And now we can see the stillness which has become beautifully still, and just as that hint of sun still on its horizon, giving reflection in the pool, and there is sun behind the clouds, which gives us a wonderful golden glow through the clouds and in the distance, where it is that last part of the sun. And now we're back, still riding on the wings of the eagle, going across all the treetops of the woods, with the mist just very, very light as we go forward, and we just feel that freedom, that sense of openness. We can smell the wonderful pine because we're so near the trees. We can see now some mountains covered in snow have a beautiful reflection in the pool of water. Whether it's, I don't know if it's a river or an ocean, but it's so still, so beautiful. The reflection of the blue from the sky, the stillness, the gentleness. And we are further out in water. There's a small boat that we can see just gently gliding across the water's edge. We can see misty mountains that have a shadow in the distance of blue. The wonderful blue of the sky, and a slight tint, what could be sun, way back out of our horizon, as we just feel the peace of that water, the purification. Just feel the energy just sweep over you, give you that healing, that peace and tranquility. Feel that we could just sit here and watch for hours, as though you're gently floating in your own small boat as you go into more beautiful, calm waters. Just imagine yourself on this boat that is just moving gently itself and is comfortably there for you, with pillars and rugs. And now we're looking at the mist again as it comes in. We can see the horizon of some small hills that are all in shadow as the sunlight is behind them. We can feel that sense of being in a mystical place because of this wonderful mist. And as we begin to come to the end of our meditation, we must remember when we leave this journey and see the beautiful trees, that we must close ourselves down. We must again be grounded in the roots of the trees. We must be grounded again for our daily lives. And just remember, as you see those last pictures of the waves, to just know you can come back at this at some other time. As you come back into our homes, back into our rooms, as we finish this service and say thank you again for tuning in with us. Thank you again for Spiritual Promotions, and especially Richard. And make sure we see you in a couple of hours' time for the 2:30 slot. Thank you.